Hello and welcome to another episode of Hallmarked. I'm Kristen.
I'm Aya.
And we are talking about another non-Hallmark movie, but that is definitely my fault.
I don't know how this happened.
I don't know how we got a list of all of the Hallmark movies that we can watch in Australia. This was on the list, and then the credits opened, and it was like MarVista Entertainment, and I said, Aya. Whoopsies.
I've already watched it, so I've got to do it.
Yeah.
But, like, at least I will say this. Mm-hmm. It's better than the last MarVista movie we watched.
Yes, at least I guess there has been some redeeming quality to it. That is A Taste of Christmas, or in the States, the Christmas Calendar, because there is also another Hallmark movie called A Taste of Christmas.
So we're noticing a theme. When there's an actual Hallmark movie with the same name, the MarVista, whatever other company does a similar kind of thing, they'll have a
secondary name.
I guess they're worried they're going to get confused, which, it happened.
Fair.
It happened, so whatever.
Look, the thing that drew us to this movie was Laura Bell Bundy. We are musical theatre fans. She is a musical theatre performer. Yeah. We really were just here for Laura. So we watched it.
We did. I watched it twice.
You watched it twice?
Yeah. One day, like Wednesday and then yesterday.
That's commitment.
Yeah, I didn't want to. But, I did. It's fine.
Before we go any further, though.
Yeah.
What's it about?
Oh, boy. Okay, so IMDb says that this movie is about when Emily, a struggling baker in a small town, receives a handmade Christmas calendar from a secret admirer, the local residents become obsessed with finding out the identity of the sender.
Obsessed is the right word.
Yes, that's what this movie's about, but it's also not what this movie's about. For me, this movie had too many plots.
Okay.
Because this is my version of the plot. Emily, who was a big city lawyer, that's a direct quote, her grandmother dies, her nonna. So she moves back to her small town and takes over her nonna's bakery and lives in her house. And then, so the bakery's apparently not doing well. I don't know why. Maybe as soon as the nonna died, everyone went, no, thank you.
No more baked goods for us.
No more baked goods for us. So it's not doing well. She finds out she owes a lot of money. Like her nonna was in a lot of debt. So it's like, I've got to save the bakery and the house kind of situation. A Hallmark trope.
Two tropes. A bakery.
Yeah, a bakery and saving a business. Yeah. So then, she randomly gets this Christmas calendar delivered to the bakery and it captures the attention of this town. Everyone's obsessed with who gave it. So it becomes a thing where she reveals a clue each day. But then, so you've got saving the bakery, the Christmas calendar, but then you've also got the love interest, Gerard.
It's true.
Who opens a bakery. I wrote within a Woolworths. I know it's not Woolworths, but it's the equivalent
of a supermarket.
It's a supermarket, a French bakery because he's French. I have notes on that. He opens a bakery within a supermarket and they compete.
Yes. They're across the road from each other.
Yeah. And then obviously it's like a battle of the bakeries. They fall in love. She finds out who the secret admirer is. And can we spoil it? Yeah.
Well, if you don't want to know who the Christmas calendar's from, skip the next 15 seconds.
Or skip the whole episode, really. It's from her nonna. Cool. And then she also saves the bakery and her house. And she also gets the boyfriend, who is the competitor, her arch nemesis, Gerard.
Everything got wrapped up in a nice little package.
So there were 3 plots.
There were 3 plots. Too many for Aya.
Too many for me because I was like, I have notes on one of them. So that's fine. That is the plot. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. That there is businesses, people feuding. The Christmas calendar thing is the thing that really is confusing to me because the clues in the calendar were not clues.
No, they were written passages or just enjoy life.
I don't know if it was if they were things that Nonna would tell her constantly because you would have thought she would have gotten that if that had been the case.
Yeah.
But yes, please tell me.
Oh, okay. No, but with that calendar thing, there is a Netflix Christmas movie with, what's her name?
The girl from Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries, yes. And in that movie, she gets, the door magically opens and she gets clues, but the clue reflects her day. Like it predicts her day.
Yes.
There was none of that with this. No. It was like, you get a clue. It's like, but this actually doesn't help her.
No.
But they tried to do that with little words like plant or...
Yeah, so there's 4 potential people that it could be.
Yes.
I did write down about... I don't even know. This movie felt so long. Probably like halfway, 3/4 of the way through. The 2 old ladies who are in it. They are
so invested.
Are like, we've narrowed it down to 4 people. It could be these 4 people, and it's the 4 people that we've thought that it could be for the entire movie so far.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if we're narrowing anything down.
Yeah, we've just kept the same 4 people.
We've just kept the same 4 people.
Oh gosh.
Dear.
I have so much to talk about.
I have ranted for the last 2 episodes, so please
the first thing we both rant. The first thing I wrote is trope. She comes back to her hometown and she saves a business and there's a bakery involved. It's like the trifecta.
It truly is. And she was a big city lawyer. Like, that is like the ultimate.
They really emphasize the fact that she was a lawyer. Yeah. I was a lawyer, okay? Yeah, we got it.
You're a baker.
But then her assistant...
That's another comment later.
Yeah. Makes a comment being like, basically, you're not qualified in a way. No. I feel like she said, you're not really qualified to do this, but her nonna taught her. But we never see her, Laura Bell Bundy's character, Emily, bake.
No.
Like, she rocks up 5 minutes before...
She stirs some chocolate.
Sure. And she doesn't bake. So, like, I don't feel like she's a qualified baker. Like, who's making this stuff? Because then she also makes a comment halfway through. She eats a cookie and makes a comment saying, oh, this is good. Are you saying your own cookie's good? Like, what's going on?
I feel like the assistant Shay is in the bakery for many hours. There are times where she's in the bakery alone and it's nighttime and she has a child at home.
Yeah.
And so maybe she's the one baking.
But she's not.
Because
she runs late every day.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, so
the bakery is a side note.
Yeah, I could go on about the bakery, to be honest. The floor layout was weird.
It was a very small bakery.
But, like, why would she immediately name it Emily's Bakery? Why would
wasn't her grandmother named it Emily's Bakery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they say that?
The banker said that.
I missed that. Okay, that's fine. I thought she was really bold and went, nah, we're changing the name.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, her grandmother called it Emily's. I'll give it that.
Okay, stunning. All right, that's one rant from me.
So the meet cute moment in this movie is she goes up to the sign on her door to turn it from closed to open.
Yep.
And when she flips it over, there's a face in the window.
Yes, there is a face.
And it's this tall, brunette, blue-eyed man walks in. All very nice. He's just being a customer.
Yep.
What comes out of his mouth?
Oh my God.
Is a French accent because he's a French baker.
The worst French accent I have ever heard. I don't know about you. As soon as I heard it, I was like, that's not real.
I just, as soon as I heard it, I was like, does he need to be French?
Yes. Is
it just because he's a better baker and so therefore has to be French because the French are great at baking?
Yeah.
Is that the only reason? Is there a language barrier? I don't know.
Yeah. I double checked to see if he actually was French. I was like, no, mate. What's his name? Gerard is the character's name. Brendan.
Yeah.
I was like, Brendan, babes, you are not French. And he's not. He's Canadian, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they meet. He buys some things. They talk about recipes because they both like baking.
Yep.
And then the next day she goes into the supermarket where he is baking and he's baked the thing that they talked about. So she's like, you've stolen my macarons. Yeah. My macaroons, sorry.
Macarons.
They were coconut cookies and not the squishy sandwich ones.
They were double baked macarons.
Yeah. And so then it goes from, so the minute she sees him, she's in love with him. And then the next day she hates him. And that like dislike, like seesaw is what takes us through the entirety of the movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much right up until the end.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the the typical rivalry kind of thing that you see.
Bakers.
They're a bake-off. It's a bake-off. Yeah.
Well, I don't even know where to start. There are so many plots in this movie, I don't know where to start. So let us go. The next thing that happens is the Christmas calendar.
Where did it come from? And why would you open a mystery package that you didn't see anyone deliver? No. You didn't sign for it.
No.
Let's just open this random package that's there, you idiots.
My other thing, and this is so little, and I don't know how I noticed it, but I think because we hadn't seen her name written anywhere else, on the label it spelled Emily wrong.
Why? How was it spelled?
Emilee. Said Emily's Bakery.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's an interesting way to spell Emily. I'll make sure I write that down because, like, I've noticed it, so...
Maybe it will come up.
But then literally everywhere else from that point forward, Emily is spelled with a Y.
I don't think you're going to get an Easter egg in this type of movie.
I was like, maybe it's like the French spelling way, so then maybe Gerard did the...
Emily.
Yeah. I don't know why I picked it up. I just did.
That's very good attention to detail.
And then I stopped paying attention for
good. Your notes have stopped. I can't see anything else. There's nothing there.
It's only one page though, so really
that's nice.
It's quite good. Yeah, this calendar is beautiful. It's like a doll's house.
Yeah. And it's magical. No, it's not magical.
It's not even magical.
But is it magical because it appeared?
I think someone physically delivered it, but I don't know how it got into the building.
Maybe it was because she was so obsessed with Gerard that she didn't... I think that's what they were trying to hint at.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess it would have been nice to have seen it. I just wrote wasn't magic. But, yeah, my biggest thing was that it wasn't packaged properly. Like, no bubble wrap. Like, I know it's not... I know, like, a UPS guy didn't come and deliver it. But, like, wrap it up.
Props department. We need realism in these movies, please.
Label your packages correctly. Bubble wrap. That's all you have to do.
But it's stunning. It's actually quite a nice little Christmas calendar.
Yeah.
It has all these doors all over it with little hidey holes, but all of them have a singular piece of paper in it with a clue that kind of then veers us towards these 4 different guys. Eddie, who's the handyman around town.
Yep, he jingles his keys everywhere.
Yeah. Chuck, who's the seedy Christmas tree farm guy who, like, from the beginning is just gross.
I wrote, like, alpha male wannabe.
Yeah, but also, like, had, like, this real weird, like, surfer kind of accent. Like, everything was very, like, what?
He was a dickhead from the beginning.
Truly, like, just so seedy. Gross. Yeah. Gerard, the French banker that we met, and then James, who's the banker who is telling her that everything's gone to poop and she needs money quick smart.
Yeah, yeah.
But none of them really interact with her other than Gerard in a conversational way. The other 3 guys just kind of look at her weird all the time.
Yeah, or like she talks to James because it's literally got to do with the bakery in the house and he's trying to help her out. And then Chuck, I don't know. He's like works in like the Christmas tree farm, and he just clearly like latches onto her. Yeah. But any sign of rejection from her or disinterest, he is just like he's like a child.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's like, and I guess I know why. I guess I know why he's there into like different character types. Right?
Good work to the actor. You did the job.
Hopefully, you're not like that in real life.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But everybody, all of the 4 men end up with a woman.
Yeah.
By the end of the film.
At the end of the film,
and the old ladies, our favourite 2 old ladies.
Oh, yeah.
What did they say? Where is it? Grandma would be so proud of you. This is what they say to Laura Bell Bundy's Emily. Grandma would be so proud of you and happy to know that you have a man in your life. About halfway through the clues of the Christmas calendar. So, like, MarVista has this, like, really interesting way of making sure that women who are single and professionals really know that they haven't achieved until... There's a man.
Yeah. And even like towards the end when it's revealed that it's the nonna who's the secret admirer, everyone's like, oh,
how do you feel about being single?
Being single. How do you feel about not having an admirer? Pretty good, thank you, because it's slim pickings in this town. Oh my God.
There's not a lot on in this town.
Well, they are so... That was one of my main notes, is this town is so boring. Because... It makes front page of the newspaper.
Every day.
And then everyone comes into the bakery
at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. I don't know why 12.
Every day.
Yeah, to open the next window. A local TV station comes towards the end of it.
We sat through 10 minutes too long of a bowling alley scene where they all bowled together as a town.
Yeah, that was...
I don't know why that happened, but we didn't get the Christmas fair that they were meant to have a baking competition at.
Yes. So this is where my problem comes in with the plots. You can't have multiple plots. I wanted the Christmas fair bake-off.
Yeah, I didn't need the bowling.
Yeah, but going back to like the town being interested, it was the barman who owned the bar, Art, when he started getting involved. I was like, mate, you don't care. How could you possibly care about this?
Well, because he was getting all the bets, monetary bets.
Yeah.
So he
but without
could
that,
make a profit.
Yeah, but without that, it just seemed weird that he was really invested in this.
Like, everyone was invested. Nothing was happening in this town.
No, this town was super boring. But also, if I were Emily, I'd be like, can you all go away and get out of my business? This has literally got nothing to do with you.
No.
But I guess it's good. It was kind of good for the bakery.
Well, apparently, but everyone would come in, listen to the Christmas calendar clue, and then they would leave and no one would buy anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it was good for the business, but apparently it was.
Yeah.
And apparently everyone wasn't buying from the supermarket and was only buying from the bakery.
The way the economy is structured in this town is bizarre. I feel like I know you have a note about the big corporation. I can see it.
Yeah,
Big corporation. Because that's kind of
town.
like the next kind of thing we see is Adele,
Adele.
the owner of Woolworths or
yes.
whatever.
She's the like area manager, I feel.
Area manager and the supermarket's not called Woolworths.
It's called Forge.
Forge, is it? Oh, stunning.
I feel like she's the evil stepmom in one of the oh no, that's the wrong one. Cinderella stories. You know how there are multiple Cinderella stories.
Like she actually is one.
I think the actor playing Adele is one. So she often plays the. Here we go.
Katie's just
I'm
looking
just
up.
Googling in real time because I forgot to Google in my own time.
Joanna Newmarch.
Oh, she is.
Oh, she is.
She's the stepmother in a Cinderella Story, A Christmas Wish.
Have you watched that one?
I have watched that one.
I haven't watched that.
You should watch that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's not the best.
I wouldn't think it would be. The best Cinderella story is the Hilary Duff, Chad Michael Murray.
Always the original.
Yeah.
Always. So she often plays these. Well, I'm making an assumption. Often plays these villainous roles.
Well, she's done it twice, so that's pretty consistent.
Yeah. She is the villain of this story.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's big corporation in a small town.
Yes, and she felt like she did something good by getting this French pastry chef.
Yeah, it's not clear as to why it was necessary.
Yeah.
They obviously haven't gone through it properly because they end up being shut down.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether... It just kind of felt like she was like, let's take down all the small businesses. There didn't really seem to be a point.
That would be more impressive in, like, Chicago. Not... What is this? Gumnut Creek. What is it called? Earl Creek? Something Creek? Something Creek. Gumnut... Yes. Let's call it Gumnut Creek. Sure. It's not called that, but this creek town.
Yeah.
Like, why would you pick on... Just go for the small businesses in the big towns. That's better.
It was very confusing. Yes. Obviously, it was just there to build the tension. But, and then she ends up with gross Chuck, and it's all just gross.
Do you know what I loved about that first scene where she's in her Woolworth store, goes to Gerard's French bakery, and it's popping off, like all these people are shopping there. The amount of French flags.
So many French flags.
And she was like, oh, look how good it looks. And she's like, I feel like we're in France. And I was like, you cannot possibly think that you're in France right now.
She's in the middle of a supermarket. I don't think we saw many French flags while we were in France.
I don't think I saw one.
No.
Definitely not in a shop, that's for sure. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
So that was a bit embarrassing for her.
Yeah, look, there's some very interesting characters. There are some very interesting characters. And everyone's kind of intense.
Yes. Yes.
Except for maybe Eddie, the handyman who doesn't speak much.
Yeah. So let's go through some of those characters. Okay. Emily's assistant, what was her? Shay. The half moon Dumbledore spectacles that she was wearing. What? I didn't understand those. They were really off-putting for me. I really didn't like the glasses.
I didn't even notice.
Did you? Oh, every time I saw them, because they're like hanging down here. Like, it's literally Dumbledore glasses. It was really disturbing for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was cute. This is when you know it's not a Hallmark movie, because she was clearly a single mum.
Yes. Which was fine, apparently.
Fine, but I just don't think you would see that in a Hallmark movie.
You wouldn't.
And I guess unless it's like a widow situation, but that's not really discussed, I don't think.
No.
But it feels like if it was in a Hallmark movie, there would definitely be a point made of how that person became a single parent. Yeah. She was okay as a side character. She wasn't annoying.
Just
the glasses. Just yeah. She didn't, I don't understand why she worked there.
No.
But that's fine.
It's because Emily doesn't bake.
Yeah, well, neither does this one, apparently.
We don't know. Yeah, she was fine.
Yeah.
Nothing, and that's the thing, is that they were all intense, but not really interesting.
Yeah, but what about the flower girl?
Ivy.
Ivy, of course her name was Ivy. I don't know, she looked like she was...
I feel like...
on something.
Yes. Yeah. They needed her to be weird.
She was like the weird brief. Plant flower girl.
Yeah, she just needed to be weird, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Intense, but not very interesting.
Yeah, because her acting, it was like really quite mellow.
Yeah.
But so was everyone else's.
Yeah, so, it was just so strange.
Yeah, it felt like really... like there was no energy.
That's it. Mm-hmm. I haven't trying to put my finger on. I couldn't concentrate on it. I was messaging A all through watching it, being like, this is so long.
Yeah, is it stopped? Looking at the watch.
I feel like it's because there was no Laura Bell Bundy naturally kind of brings that kind of outwards vibe to her, but everybody else was just kind of like, we're here. Yeah.
But also it kind of was like, we're here, but we don't want to be. We'd rather be somewhere else.
Do we want to be? Look, I have so many notes that I'm now like, what does that mean? The weird quarter moment with Shay's daughter, where she's like, Gran, I need a quarter, because she sees the lady with the jingle bells.
Yes.
And she gives money to the lady with the jingle bells.
Yeah, who is
the ghost of Christmas past.
Yes, literally.
But that's the thing, is that she's physically put money into this box.
Yeah.
That I'm like, okay, this has to come back at some point later. I don't know how, but this has been made a very big moment for something that's so small.
Yes.
But then knowing that it's the ghost of Christmas past, and the little girl is the only one that can see her.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, I was like, where did the quarter go?
Where?
What?
But do you think it wasn't real?
No.
Oh. True.
Well, I shouldn't be thinking that at the end of this movie. I watched an hour and 45-minute movie, and all I could think of was, where did the quarter go?
I mean, I focused on the half moon glasses. You can focus on where did the quarter go. I think we're fine. True.
I'm confused. Unless there was just the bucket was there and the ghost of Christmas past was...
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all very strange.
What was the point? What was the point of that, angel jingle lady?
What was the point?
Because she came in at the end where the child, waves to her through a window, and it's this creepy, hello kind of thing. And that was it. But there was no, kind of interaction with Laura Bell Bundy's character. I feel like that would... But also...
The only thing we got was the photo of a Jingle Bell lady and what we're assuming is a young Laura Bell Bundy right at the end of the movie.
We're assuming that Jingle... That's what I had written, is that it's Nonna.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We're assuming.
It wasn't
again,
clear. Another side plot that wasn't needed.
Or really developed in a way that made sense.
Yeah.
I think that's this movie in a nutshell, is that lots of things happened. We watched a lot of things happen. The end.
Yeah. Yeah.
The end. We have similar notes for the next one. And this is we don't only get a group bowling scene, but we also get a full town karaoke session.
Oh, yes.
And some people are singing pop songs, and Bell Bundy decides to sing the longest Christmas carol of all time.
You gave Ivy like a decent song to sing and everyone's clapping along. And then I went, oh, this is a moment for Bell Bundy to sing something, not like, you know, downplay it a bit, but sing it like well.
Because she can.
Because she can. You have Bell Bundy.
Yeah. And then they gave her a song where she pretended she couldn't sing. And then the whole town joins in. To, what was it? On the first day of Christmas.
12 days of Christmas.
So, like...
that was crazy to me.
I didn't quite understand. Because there is a moment of like, oh, this will be a mistake. Cooking with you is going to be a mistake. Singing this song is going to be a mistake. And I was like, it's not going to be a mistake. You're Bell Bundy.
Yeah, he's going to fall in love with you even more because he'll be like, wow, you're a big city lawyer.
You're a baker.
And you sing. Oh my God, you've got it all.
Yeah.
And she doesn't.
I was so sad.
Yeah. In that scene, the other big thing for me, which made me go, this is not a Hallmark movie, was Gerard, he gave the three girls, so Ivy, Shay, and old mate Emily, a shot.
Yeah.
That was like bought them shots. I was like, no. Why?
Because that's what men do, remember? That's what the bartender said. I was like, there's this tradition of men buying women that they find attractive alcohol.
Maybe like a nicer drink, like a glass of bubbles. Or they were all drinking beer. Buy them another round of beer. Don't buy them some hard, like, it was like bourbon or something.
I defer all that to you.
It was like a dark, it could have been bourbon. It could have been like tequila. I don't know. Something gross.
It was a very, like, again, these strange town interactions to get to a point where Gerard and Emily have a moment like that's, and the bowling was the same.
Yeah,
they were paired together bowling so that they can have this conversation and get to know each other. Where I'm like, why don't they just hang out?
Well, yeah, and they kind of did though when they had a baking session together, which was, I hate seeing scenes like that because you can clearly tell like they're cooking and baking as good as I can.
Yes,
you are not professionals.
No,
which obviously they're not.
My favourite thing in terms of the baking and not being a professional was the use of the gold leaf. Now,
the glowing gold leaf.
It was so. There's a delivery that's made accidentally to the wrong bakery because there are two bakeries across the road from each other. Emily does not order gold leaf. Gerard has ordered gold leaf.
Yeah.
He thinks she's stolen the gold leaf. But I just need everyone to know that when she opened the box of gold leaf, which is like edible paper essentially.
Yeah.
It was literally like she had a gold glowing light on her face.
Yeah.
And then she put it in chunks on like brownie or cake. Usually it's like made into like fine, like it's smaller pieces rolled onto like a truffle or like into like a decorational piece. It's not just like here are full sheets of gold leaf
on a brownie. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
But also fancy Woolworths having like a bakery with gold leaf items as well.
Glowing
gold leaf.
That would have been more expensive than normal gold leaf.
And he accused her the way he accused her of stealing it. Oh, the French accent really popped off then. You took my gold leaf. It was just like, mate. And yeah, obviously there was a bit of back and forth. No, I didn't. And then in the bowling scene, she's like, no, I didn't. And he believed.
And he was like, I guess I believe you now.
Yeah.
I didn't before.
Yeah, I didn't before, but now I do.
Yeah. The story of the Christmas calendar trending. Like, to the point that a news crew has to come in to report on it because Shay posted one photo with the hashtag Christmas calendar.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag. And she even said hashtag Christmas calendar.
I was like, that's pretty impressive. Like, I don't know what was happening with the algorithm that day. But, like, how?
This chat is so bloody boring that they only, I don't know.
The town and the surrounding towns.
And the surrounding towns They saw that post and went, yes. Like.
Follow.
Yeah.
Share it to stories. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's so weird. That was one of my things too. One of the many things.
And then like the TV crew then coming in to be like, she's been saved from loneliness by her secret admirer on Christmas Eve. And I was like,
Saved.
Lonely. You've not asked her a question yet.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That whole TV crew moment. That's not how it works, right? Like, you don't get one cameraman going like, whoa, and like one reporter.
Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine then. I take back my inner thoughts. But that whole moment of that, and then they find, okay. Idiot Chuck ends up breaking into the bakery.
Yes.
Falls through the roof.
Yes.
Apparently has been lying there. All night, maybe with a concussion. When the film TV crew comes in the next day and they're interviewing Emily, they hear sound and they're like, a kerfuffle. And they go to the back of the bakery and they see Chuck and they all start like the news reporters like, just interviewing and no one's being like, are you okay?
Yeah, do you need an ambulance? How long have you been lying on my concrete floor?
And I think even Emily says something about being a lawyer.
Yeah.
In that moment. It's like, oh, girl.
So like, what are you doing here? Because he's creepy.
Yes.
He's a creepy guy.
So I get why you wouldn't ask him if he was okay. But also, he's clearly been in the same position for a while. You would, I don't know, be a decent human and ask. And yeah, it was like weird reporting it. And she clearly didn't want it reported because it's not a nice thing to have reported in your space.
With a creepy guy like Chuck.
Yeah.
Creepy Chuck.
So
creepy.
Yeah.
And the way, I cannot, you guys have to watch this one. This one you have to watch just to understand that everything about Chuck, from his body language to the way that he talks to just his like crazy eyes, it's just like next level.
It's just, I could talk about Chuck a lot. I don't want to, but like he was terrible. And I feel like it's becoming like, I know this is only the second MarVista movie we watch, but you have to have like a bit of a tosser guy in there.
Yeah.
More so than like a Hallmark movie.
They're very good with problematic men.
Yes.
Because like Shay invites Emily to go caroling. And Chuck has delivered her Christmas tree for free, which he charges $20 to everybody else to do.
Yeah.
But she's blonde and pretty, and so she gets a free delivery.
Yeah.
And this has all happened at the same time. So when Shay's like, come caroling with us, he's not looking at them, and he's like, of course I'm going to come. Has invited himself along, and then gets grumpy because Emily stands in the front row caroling, and Eddie comes up and stands next to her, and he's like, she invited me to come caroling, and she's not going to spend any time with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, what?
And didn't a similar interaction, an interaction happened in the bowling scene where he came up and had a chat to her?
Yeah, put his arm around her.
And she's basically like, no, thank you. Which is perfectly okay. Yes. When a woman says no, like, leave them alone. And then he obviously gets angry.
Yeah.
And starts plotting with Adele.
Yeah. About breaking in.
About breaking in, sabotaging the bakery, which is when he falls through and yeah.
Which is gross.
And then they run off at the end.
Yeah.
Chuck and Adele.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
That's gross.
It's gross.
But it's kind of like good. You're suited to each other, go off and live your whatever life.
There's got to be a spin-off movie about Adele and Chuck.
Oh, I will not watch that. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Look, there's been, talking about sabotage, I guess, there are multiple sabotage moments.
Oh, yes.
Because big corporation needs to step on the little guy, right? So Adele, before trying to break in and steal the Christmas calendar, because that is the thing that is as hurting her business, she calls the health and food safety services to report bad workplace environment in the dirty bakery. I don't really know.
Yeah.
And he comes in. Again, there are lots of moments where people just kind of pop up in this movie, so
he just
I
appeared.
can see why you would think there was magic at play. And he again is a bit of a dick.
Yeah,
and is like, I'm here because someone reported misconduct. And Laura Bell Bundy's like, I don't know why, but
sure,
come on in.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is spotless. And she's like, I know. But who reported us? And he's like, I can't tell you. It's secret information.
Yeah.
And then just goes straight over to across the road because he knows they're the ones that reported it.
Yeah. And then
does his thing. Like, there were just so many things that I'm like, we don't need any of this.
It didn't actually, because, like, wouldn't it have made sense in, like, again, if you split this movie into 3, but, like, if you were following, like, maybe the Bake Off storyline,
yes,
the Sabotage, she would get sabotaged because if Old Mate actually broke in,
yes,
did something, health and safety officer came,
so many things.
And then eventually they find out that Adele and Chuck were
working together,
and then I don't know, something else happens and the bakery wins, you know, like that again. That's just like when it comes to the too many plots,
so many plots that aren't really woven together very well.
Yeah, and then the sabotage doesn't work.
No.
But what it does, the sabotage backfires in this case.
It does. Multiple times.
Yeah.
Because the good guy always wins. So there is a lesson in there somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's hard to talk, it's really hard to talk about this film. There is a lot in there.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't, I feel like our episode can't be cohesive because the movie wasn't cohesive.
Yeah, so I really do think I feel like we've tried to be as... tried to be cohesive, and I feel like my version of the plot kind of helped, but you do have to watch it because I just feel like we can't stress enough there are too many plots in this movie. Like, I'm sorry, it's hard to keep track. Again, I will reiterate, I would have liked the Bake Off plotline.
I would have really liked the Bake Off. If we had just done Bake Off plotline.
Yeah.
The end.
Because they talk about the Christmas fair, but you never see a Christmas fair setting up for a Christmas fair. Like, no talk of it again.
Yeah.
So,
and then, like, at the bowling alley, he's like, I heard you won the Christmas fair. And I was like, oh, it happened.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
That was it.
So, yeah.
So many things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is a Christmas movie. Why are we doing karaoke and bowling when we could have a Christmas fair?
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever wrote this. Rewrite.
Of things that there were too many of.
Oh.
I feel like there were too many. I lost count of Christmas trees because I wasn't sure if I had counted them already because we were walking up and down streets that looked very similar. So I kind of stopped count at like 12.
Okay, I was like, is that what I wrote 28 and then I wrote I think because in the bowling alley on all like in between each booth there were like little mini trees.
Yeah.
So I counted those and then I thought there were lots in the street, but I couldn't tell which street was which. I just thought...
And they were all decorated.
Yeah, they're all decorated, which is one of the rules.
Yeah.
So I just figure like 28, sure. Like that's that's a lot.
That is currently the second highest Christmas tree count
because
that we have.
2 of our movies. 2?
2 of them currently don't
3
have.
and All Things Valentine, yeah.
Yeah.
3 of our movies haven't had Christmas tree counts.
So...
Yeah. All right. So we've done our
Christmas tree count. We have talked a lot about
what we didn't
the things that we didn't like. There's a lot of them, but we should probably talk about the things that we do like.
Do you have any? I have one and I reluctantly have a second one.
Amazing. I am a big fan of Laura Bell Bundy.
Oh, that was mine. Great.
I think she's great in this movie.
Yeah.
She's probably the best thing about the movie.
I was really worried knowing her theatre background, being like, and just seeing her in like How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
And just, obviously, like, I know people can have range and you don't have to be like what you're always cast as, but she did a really good job.
Yeah, she was supernatural.
Yeah.
There was an energy to it without it being over the top like it could have been. That's what I was probably worried about. I also liked, and maybe it's the Elle Woods reference in my brain for Laura Bell Bundy, but they dressed her mostly in pink and navy.
Oh, yeah.
All pink up until like one outfit.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because she's blonde and whatever, but...
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. Most of her outfits are pretty good.
Yeah.
Most of the outfits of most people, other than maybe Shay, because she's the quirky character.
Yeah.
Were good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the third thing, I love a bakery trope. And I know this was a bad one.
Oh, this is a terrible one.
But even with bad gold leaf decorations, I want to look at brownies on the big screen.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Anything that I haven't said? That
Yeah, I agree with Laura Bell Bundy. She was great. Can't say the same for Brendan. Like, he was okay. It was the accent that really threw me off. Sorry, I need to be positive. So, restart.
Things that you like, Aya.
Things that I like, Laura Bell Bundy. Yeah. And then I wrote, I kind of liked. I didn't write that I fully liked. I kind of liked that the side characters found love. Not Chuck and Adele, but the other.
But James and Ivy pair together. Shay has a crush on Eddie, the handyman, the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then they just somehow become a thing.
Yeah. It wasn't well done, but it was done.
Yeah.
And everyone was together on Christmas Day.
Everyone must be partnered by Christmas.
Yeah. It all happened on Christmas Eve, and they were comfortable enough to spend Christmas Day together.
Yes, they were.
So I kind of liked that. It was nice that, you know, all the side characters had a bit of development as well. Usually they're just kind of like, nothing really happens to them.
That's true.
And the third...
the third thing that has not been written down on Aya's notes.
The third thing that has not been written in my notes is...
there were no dogs, so...
Yeah, that's usually... I was thinking that.
That's
usually my go-to. Okay, it's not... Okay, I'm just going to... It's coming to my head right now.
Yeah.
There was reference to a town called Middleton quite a bit in this. And even though this is not a Hallmark movie, there is a Hallmark Channel TV show called The Good Witch, and they live in Middleton. So I liked to imagine that there was some kind of crossover there with all the witches. Imagine the magical element. Bravo.
Well done, Aya. You've made sense of this terrible movie.
So yeah, there's only two things that I liked. That third one wasn't very good.
This is the best MarVista movie we've watched so far.
It is a lot better, not great, but a lot better than Love Strikes Twice, Second Chance Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you have a rating for this movie?
I don't want to watch it again. I don't know if I would recommend it to anybody else.
Yeah.
Other than all of you beautiful people listening to this episode.
Yeah.
So that you can come along for this ride.
Watch that, but then,
So I'm probably... What's the lowest rating I've given so far? For all things Valentine. No, for Love Strikes Twice.
Yeah.
I think I would give this a solid 6.5.
Stunning. I gave it a 6.
You gave it a 6?
I gave it a 6. Yeah. So that makes it... Oh, jeez.
What if I go 6.2? We'll make it easy, and then it's an average of 6.
6.25. Oh, you are 6'2", as in TOO. I thought you meant like a 6.2. I was like, why? Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I think for me, it was obviously better than Love Strikes Twice.
Yes.
And it was... The birthday wish, it was not as good as that.
No.
And it's because of old mate Luke
McFarlane. Our favourite.
For me, what really brought this down were the plots. The multiple plots.
So many plots that were not written in a way that could help it to grow. Like, if you could have that many plots and it'd be quite fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
didn't work.
It felt very... It's only an hour and 40 minutes. You can stream it on Amazon Prime.
Yes, Amazon Prime.
But it did feel like it was about a 3-hour movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And they definitely could have, like, fit all the plots in if they deleted and rewrote some scenes. Like the bowling scene and, honestly, the bar scene as well. And, yeah. But that's fine. We'll get our bake-off one day, surely.
There has got to be a Hallmark movie with a bake-off.
I feel like we have watched one before.
There was one with a TV show, a baking TV show.
Oh, there was a baking TV show.
We'll find.
I feel like Pumpkin Wars? Was that another one?
Oh, yeah.
Was that a bake-off kind of thing?
Probably.
I don't know.
We'll soon find out.
There will be a bake-off.
Yeah.
Or it's the one we write. We write the bake-off movie.
We write the Great Australian Bake-Off Hallmark edition.
Oh my gosh, write that down.
Okay.
Well, that's all from me. I feel like we've said a lot.
We've said a lot. Honestly, I think the only way you can understand why this episode was a little bit roundabouty is to watch this film.
Yeah. we really recommend, we also generally just recommend watching the movies. If you follow us on Instagram, we usually release the movie like a couple of days or a week before the episode actually airs. So you have a bit of time to watch. And we obviously want to, it's available. We're not saying you have to pay to buy these. Well, you do have to pay. But, you know, like on Amazon Prime, you have to rent or buy. Yeah. It's not that kind of situation.
If you have a subscription, it is included.
You don't need VPNs, although that would be good. It'd be super handy.
Because then we could watch all the Hallmark Channel movies.
Yeah.
Oh, one day.
One day, Hallmark.
Every day.
One day, Hallmark will invite us to their headquarters and give us their password.
This is the second episode A has mentioned that on, so I feel like if we just mention it now from every episode onwards.
Because there's a bit of magic in this movie, I'm keeping that theme going in real life, and I'm manifesting that we end up, where are their headquarters? Do you know?
Canada, maybe?
Sure. We are going to be... Mark my words.
Oh my goodness, we got it very serious.
We will end up at the Hallmark Channel headquarters, and we will talk to some high executives.
About?
I don't know.
It's only a half-realised dream so far, guys.
A tour would be nice. Meeting some of the actors like old mate.
Luke McFarlane.
Probably the only one I want to meet, to be honest.
Really?
Oh, who else would you want to meet?
Who was the guy that you were...
Mike Ruggles.
Mike Ruggles.
Whatever his actual name is.
Stephen.
Yeah. Oh, Jamie King. Oh, she's not really like a...
No, she's only done one.
Yeah. And then an actual legitimate meeting to talk about us writing a movie. Like, I don't want them to, like, entertain the idea and be like, oh, just these poor girls, like... Let them think that they're going to have a chance. No. We'll have the chance. Yeah. It will be an actual meeting where we discuss our movie.
You heard it here first, team. And in 50 years from now, if that hasn't happened, we'll delete all episodes that mention it.
No, KB, you've got to be positive, okay? We're going to get there.
We're going to get there. I believe. Well... This is the end. It's a public holiday today for peeps in Queensland.
It is.
Easter Monday. So I hope you all had a very nice long weekend.
Yes.
And we'll be back here again in 2 weeks' time with a new episode. And if you want to know what movie we're watching, there are so many ways to do that. You can message us on Instagram.
Yep.
You can watch some TikToks.
Yep.
You can send us an email. You can find us on YouTube. And it's all Hallmarked Pod.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you have to remember.
Hallmarked Pod.
Hallmarked Pod. @gmail.com for the email. You know, we've tried to make it as simple as possible.
Exactly.
So please reach out.
Yes.
Tell us if there are movies that you want us to watch.
Oh, yes.
People have asked, there is a Queensland company called the Steve Jaggy Company or the Yaggy Company, I'm not sure. Steve, let us know.
Yeah.
Who make Hallmark type films here in Queensland.
Yes, we want to do one of those.
We have been asked to, have a watch of one. So if there are movies that you do want to watch, us to watch, that you want to watch, that you want us to review, please tell us.
Yeah, please let us know.
Yeah. And until then, bye.
Catch you next time.